Walk up in this shit like Will. Now on me, get you killed. That's a metaphor for the skill. Ain't no metaphor for the real. I'm the influence of the pill. Majority of rappers on the bill. Bullshit raps I don't feel. Y'all the main course on the meal. Father was be up in the mills. Probably got a house up on the hills. Probably getting a lot of riches, a lot of whips, and I can barely manage how to pay the bills. But I still be up in the studio. And my son eating good, so nutritional. Wish I could follow suit, but I tell it to the crew. So I gotta eat these rappers, I just let them know. Everybody know me. 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 Everybody know me.
Shia, what is going on, everybody? It is yours truly, the Ace, here with episode 8 of the series finale with my boy Jason Custodio. What is good, brother? How you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. I had to throw on the jersey. Man, if I had the baseball pants, I'd wear that too right now. That's how good I'm feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, man, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to my guy Jason Custodio. While I'm doing the intro, man, drop your link to your channel. I haven't got a chance to pin it yet, so I can go ahead and pin that. But the Subway Series was in full effect. 3-game set. The New York Yankees taking on the New York Mets. Mets coming into town. We knew what time this was. This was a series that a lot of people had circled on their calendars, dude. The return of Juan Soto after he took $700-something million to go to the Mets. This was, like I said, a day that a lot of people had circled on their calendar, and it's finally here. Let me shout out the chat before we continue to get going. Savius, the first person in the building. What's good, my brother? Jay, thanks for popping in. Roscoe's. Jacob did drop the link to Jason's channel. Appreciate you. Jay, Jason, yes, you. Annie, thanks for popping in. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. Appreciate you guys. Val and Desiree says, what a game by Belly. We'll get into all that. But how did you feel going into this series, man? The Subway Series coming back, Soto's return. What were your anticipations with this?
I mean, I anticipated the Yankees to take the series, man, like I always do. I knew it was going to be like high tensions at the stadium. To be honest, I knew the Yankee fans were going to boo him. I didn't know what to expect beyond that. Yeah, they did boo him. But thank God that there wasn't no craziness from what I've seen and heard. The fans, nobody did anything stupid. That's most importantly. But I just knew it was going to be an exciting series, man. The Mets are good this year. Like, you can't deny that. So I knew it was going to be a tough series. I like the matchups, though. I like our pitchers that we had going up there. So I felt good.
Yeah. Yeah, the boos were loud, especially in game 1. You saw a little bit of everything. Now, shout out to the giant, great Tinky Barber, who does a great job on WFAN. He was imploring the Yankee fans turn their back on Juan Soto in right field. They did that. It was a little bit of everything. Yankee fans got their money's worth. They booed the man. They cheered for the Yankees. They turned their back on this dude. So, it was a big series, and to be able to take the series was absolutely amazing. We'll go ahead and get into game 1. Carlos Rodon on the bump, looking pretty good. Rodon ended up finishing with the W. Luke Weaver shut it down. Yankees win 6-2. Paul Goldschmidt has a good game. Volpe goes off. Peraza walks. Mets tried to make it interesting, but Yankees got off to a 6-1 lead and kind of didn't look back. They did tack on 1 run in the 9th, but it really wasn't a close game. Yankees really dominated in Soto's return in a game where everybody's juiced up. Dude, that everybody knows what time this game is. Everybody knows that this is Soto's return. This was the game to get it started, and the Yankees did exactly that. What were your thoughts on Carlos Rodon's performance and the Yankee offense?
I think Carlos Rodon, he pitched great. With the exception of, he did seem a little nervous when Soto went up there. Whether he was pitching around him or whatever it was, he did walk him 3 times. But at the end of the day, he didn't allow him to hurt us. So that's what's most important. He did his job. I have no problems with his performance. And even the bullpen, they came in and they shut it down that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dude, Devin Williams' revenge game revenge moment in this instance. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for, we'll get into the series standout, man. If it wasn't for the performance of one individual, I might have given Devin Williams this award, because he came in 2 times against the heart of the order, struck out Pete Alonso, you know what I'm saying, to get some revenge. And we saw Jonathan Loaisiga make his season debut. He looked good too, only gave up 1 hit in 1 inning. Mark Leiter Jr. also gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, but Rodon had a good performance overall. There were times where, like you said, it kind of seemed like they weren't gonna let Soto energize the Mets, right? So it kind of seemed like some of those were kind of like, we're gonna kind of unintentionally, intentionally walk them. We're gonna kind of nibble on them and force Pete Alonso to beat you. And Pete Alonso really didn't beat us this series. Francisco Lindor also didn't really beat us this series. So the Yankee pitching actually did pretty good. 2 runs given up this game, 3 runs, and then 2 runs in today's game. So the Yankee pitching was stellar.
Yeah, the whole weekend, man. We had some rough moments in there, with Cruz and everything, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But overall, it was a great performance by the pitching, man. Like, they kept us in every game, even game 2. Every game we was in there, and that's what you got to do. Give the offense a chance,
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So that definitely put a throwing error by Lindor was big in this game. A lot of mistakes by the Mets this series. We saw a throwing error by Alonso today, a throwing error by Lindor, where he should have kind of put that in his back pocket and, kind of afforded the Yankees a couple more runs in this game. But the Yankees, the one thing I'm going to say is we took advantage of opportunities this series, definitely.
I don't know. We took advantage of when the Mets made mistakes.
When they made mistakes, yeah.
When they made mistakes, we took advantage. But there was I'm sure we'll get into all that too, man. That we had plenty of some of these games should have been the score should have been a lot different than what it was. I'll put it like that, but overall, look, we took the series 2 out of 3. All that big brother, little brother stuff, we could put that to rest until July. Yeah, let's quiet down. All my Met fan friends, my phone, I got no text, bro. Yesterday, my phone was blowing up. Today, nothing. So we still waiting.
But this was a good night, though. This goes down as a legendary night in New York City, obviously, too, because what happened with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. I'm not a Knicks fan by no stretch of the imagination, but congratulations to all the Yankee fans that are Knicks fans out there. This was one of those nights where everything was popping in New York City, dude. I would have loved to have been there. The New York Knicks advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. You got a Subway Series with Soto making his return on top of all the shows that were going on. It would have been a great night to be in New York City.
Oh, yeah, man. They were going crazy outside the Garden Friday night.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
It was a great day in New York. Great weekend, man, overall. New York City took over sports this weekend. Like, everything that was happening, I get it, OKC and all that stuff in basketball, but like the majority of all the attention, whether it's NBA, baseball, whatever it is, was in New York this weekend.
Absolutely. So, like I said, Rodon gets the win. Weaver shuts it down. Yankee pitching looked really good. Take game 1 in the series. Bounce back to Saturday games where the Yankees have struggled. I went back and I looked, bro. The Yankees haven't won a Saturday day game since April when we went against the Giants. Dude, we've struggled the day after a night game. Like, what are these motherfuckers doing, bro? Are they going out partying? Did they go out and celebrate a Knicks victory? Because it seems like the bats don't show up the next day, and we've been on a nice little loser streak on Saturday games. I have no idea what's going on. They partying too much.
I mean, I hope not, but I think it's that like Boone, he believes like, and especially in a late game like that, the catcher is going to be a different catcher. You're not going to have the Friday night Wells playing and then him playing on Saturday morning too. So the lineup in this game, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say controversial things about this game, but there were some moments in this game that I was like questioning certain decisions,
Mm-hmm. What was your biggest question though?
I mean, hands down, that first and second, nobody outs. You got your 9-hole hitter coming up, and Vivas, who's a rookie who hasn't even had a full cup of coffee in the big leagues, and you don't have him bunt or even show a bunt or something. That was my biggest freaking gripe that game. Because and that's not the only one though. We had plenty of runners on base. We couldn't seem to get them over. And that's the story of. I'm not gonna say that's the story of this team like every game, but it seems like when we get late in the game especially extra innings or whatever, we can't do the little things to move runners and manufacture runs. So I was upset about that. I was upset about that, and I think Boone's been doing a great job thus far this season so far, but I didn't like the excuse he gave at the post game too. It's just like, I get it, this is the big leagues, man, but you got your 9-hole hit up there. He's the worst hitter in the lineup. You know, you got Grisham. Oh no, it was Ben Rice, Judge, Bellinger, and Goldschmidt coming up after that. You gotta find a way to move them runners over. That's just my opinion.
Absolutely. No. I'm right there with you. I say it all the time during live stream. It seems like Boone is allergic to small ball at the end of the day, man. You got an easy opportunity. We saw the Mets play small ball a couple times in this series. You got an easy opportunity to move runners over with the big bats coming up, and it just seems like they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, it seems like our best bunter was Oswaldo Cabrera, and unfortunately, he's out for the rest of the season. But I'm right there with you, man. Boone just doesn't seem to know how to dial things up, and, you know, another iffy decision with the crew, or Fernando Cruz. You know what I'm saying? You had Devin Williams warming up. This is just me, right? You may feel differently, and people in the chat may feel differently. Everybody also make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to both channels. Jason's channel is pinned in the comment section. I don't like when you bring a reliever into an inning, they get out of it, and then you bring them back out there. Relievers aren't used to sitting down. They don't go back out to the bullpen to stretch out and keep warm. I feel like anytime there's a break in the action, the inning's over, you should go to a different reliever. And you could have had Cruz for tonight. Cruz, for the most part, has looked good. He's leading all AL relievers in strikeouts, but he struggled in this appearance. Ended up getting the loss, I should say. But, you know, this wasn't a particularly good outing. But realistically, a 3-2 ball game, you kind of put it on the bats. The Yankees bats left 9 runners on, went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. It just seemed to be the same story. We couldn't get the big hit. We just couldn't get the big hit. Cody Bellinger hits a home run this game to tie the game late. He continues to be hot. This was a DJ LeMahieu return. This game had 2 solo home runs for the Yankees. That was it. You can't win games with just 2 solo home runs. Now, if those are 2 or 3 run home runs, it might be a different story. But you can't win the game just off of 2 solo home runs. DJ LeMahieu got us started. LeMahieu actually had a good series. I'm going to say this. I was shockingly surprised offensively and defensively. He looked pretty damn good. Will he be able to sustain it? We'll see what happens. But overall, the Yankee bats weren't able to do enough to overcome a Francisco Lindor sac fly in the 9th. And ultimately, the Yankees fell 3-2. And I'm telling you this, I say the same thing. After taking this series, I'm tired of saying we should have swept the asses. Like, this is like 3 series in a row that I feel like we should have swept the Padres, we should have swept the A's, and we should have swept this team. The Yankees should be on like a 9-10 game winning streak right now, but they keep playing with their food, and you know, it's 1 or 2 mistakes that they just can't overcome, and it ends up costing us the game. Yeah,
we should have swept the Rays too. It's another series we should have won. But yeah, man, game 2, you hit it right in the head, man. You can't win with just 2 solo home runs. You gotta manufacture runs. We had plenty of base runners, so there's no excuse there. We just couldn't move runners over, man. It seems like first and seconds or second and third, and strikeout. And I was like, what is going on? But I do want to give a shout out to Clark Schmidt, man, because I think that he pitched really good. Being that he really didn't have the best stuff that we've seen from him, but he found a way to manage games and get through trouble, you know, because he found himself in a little bit of iffy situations, but he was getting out of it. And also, we had some great defensive plays by DJ that game. A great defensive play by Peraza in the first inning. So I like to see that, man. Good defense. Good defense in the outfield with Bellinger with that relay throw, getting the run at home. So even though it was a loss, there were some good takeaways from there on the defense and pitcher side.
Absolutely. That relay throw was incredible. Because it was hit over, it pretty much bounced over Jason. It went over Jason Dominguez's head twice in the air and then bounced over, and it was a great backup by Cody Bellinger. If Cody Bellinger doesn't back it up, that run scores easily. And a great throw by Volpe to nab him at home, and a great tag by JC Escara. But yeah, I mean, this was a close game where I just felt like we out-hit them. We just were lacking that one big hit, and realistically, this was a game, the Mets fans are actually lucky that they didn't get the brooms, for real.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. We were one hit away. I thought DJ had it because he hit a shot to right field, right at Soto though. But that's baseball, right? We always saying that. That's how baseball is sometimes.
Exactly. So, but I'm just checking out the box score. You know, Aaron Judge goes 0 for 5 with the game-ending strikeout. Aaron Judge really had him quiet series this series. Like, didn't do anything too crazy to stand out. Did come up with a big hit in today's game, but a quiet series, especially in this last game that we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, other guys stepped up. Bellinger stepped up big. Goldschmidt had a consistent series as well. So shout outs to you guys in the chat, man. I do appreciate you guys for joining me for another episode of the series finale. The next episode will be on Sunday. This Thursday, I'm taking off. I got to go see Lilo and Stitch with my niece. So that should be a good time. So definitely make sure to check out for that review. But yeah, any final thoughts on game 2 before we move on to game 3?
No, man, just we got to do better with moving runners over, the little small ball, man, because you're not always gonna get an 8-run inning or whatever it is. Like, you got to be able to win these close games, and the way you do it is by sometimes laying down a bunt or a sac fly or stealing a bag or whatever it is. But sometimes that's just the way you got to do it when the offense just isn't producing, and we failed to do that in game 2.
Yeah. Small ball is where it's at, man. Like I said, sack bunting, hitting runners over, going from first to third. Those things are huge, man. And mostly hitting when you have runners. Too many times this year we see the Yankees runners on second and third, 1 away. What's coming next? Strikeout, pop out. Like, it's about situational at bats. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just situational hitting. It's about having situational at bats, having the awareness to stop swinging at fucking balls like Volpe did today, and like Austin Wells has been doing. Like, Austin Wells and Volpe kind of both been pissing me off as of late, because it's like, dude, go up there and take a couple pitches. Look, I'm a big advocate, and I say this during the live streams. If I'm at bat, let's say, Jason, you work a good at bat, you draw a walk. I'm behind you on deck. I come up first, I'm taking the pitch. You just walk the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going up there swinging for the fences. Too many times we're seeing, it feels like the Yankees are trying to play hero ball. That one person's trying to come up. Like in today's game, we saw Volpe, and we'll get into that. I'm at the point where I'm getting frustrated with this kid, where I'm like, dude, like, you had 2 opportunities to give us the lead with a walk, and you're up there swinging for the fences. It's unacceptable. But situational at bats, and that's the stuff that Boone has to coach these guys up on,
Yeah, man. Yeah, today was a tough day for Volpe. I really tell you, he left for 8 runners on base. I think it's the approach. It's just like, especially like you just said, right? In today's game, I don't know if we're moving into today's, but I'm gonna use this example, right?
We'll get to game 3.
This guy just walked like 2 back. He can't buy a strike right now, And even the announcer said it. They were like, dude, at this point, you just you make him throw a strike. He gave him 1 strike and then he swung at 2 balls. And I'm like, what are we doing here, man?
3. He fouled him off. 3.
I'm like, dude, he's not throwing strikes. What are we doing? I'm telling you, man, if I was Boone, I'd be like, do not swing. Make him strike. Make him throw a strike. I don't care if you strike out with a pitch right down the middle. This guy has thrown like 10 balls in a row. But I don't know. I really don't, man. I don't know what they're doing. And you seen the Mets, man. They laid down a bunt today. Like, and I'm not saying like there wasn't really an opportunity for the Yankees to do that today, but it's just stuff like that, man, because I see it happening around the league. It's not like bunts don't exist no more, And I hate to harp on just specifically a bunt. It's just, I feel like the bunt represents a bigger problem with this team that right now it's probably not magnified like that, but come playoff time, when you find yourself in a 2-2 game and extra innings, or something, you got to run on third or run on second and you're trying to get them over. It's just things like that, man. But like today was a great game. I don't want to be negative about today, man. I'm feeling good, man. We just took the series versus the Mets, and the Mets, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, even though it's been even, right? Because the Mets are good, Yankees are good. We're both in first. But I feel like we needed this series, man. After losing Soto to them and everything, they've been getting a little crazy lately,
Yeah.
They've been talking their ish, man.
Oh yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to game 3 then. All right, so we got Max Fried in the bump. Feeling real confident. Max Fried, early Cy Young candidate. Dude is looking good. A lot of people thought that Fried should have, like, because he was still on his 5th day, but we only ran 4 pitchers out this week. Were you kind of in the notion of just pitch him and let's get this W versus the Mets, or give him that extra day off? Because that was floating around there, especially with our day off yesterday. Are you okay with him going today on the mound?
Yes. I there was never any doubt in my mind that he wasn't going to pitch this game. I think that that decision, I'm pretty sure they went up to Max Fried and was like, hey, do you want to go or you want the extra day? And pitchers are creatures of habit, man. When you get used to pitching every fifth day, you don't want to break that. And I'm sure the way he's been pitching and everything, I know the Yankees want him to go up against the Mets, because whether you say it's just another game or not, this is a big game. Like, you know, you can see the players.
This is a big game.
Yeah, you can see the players. They're not getting excited and everything. You can see it on both teams. This is for bragging rights, you know. So I think that he made the decision and told them, like, yes, I want to go on Sunday. That's not confirmed now. That's just me saying that that's my opinion. And that's what I believe happened behind the scenes.
Yeah. So Fried did get the start. Looked pretty damn good. 6 innings. You know what I'm saying? 3 hits given up, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. ERA is up to 129. But he looked good. One of those runs, you know, this game basically got started with a Aaron Judge double. Cody Bellinger knocked him in. They do add one run in the top of the 2nd and another run in the 5th inning off a pass ball. That kind of annoyed me, right? Because with Soto up the bat, then he ends up striking out the motherfucker anyway. And it's like, you know, a pass ball scores. I'm like, bro, I said it during the stream. I said, it's so cheap, man. That just feels like such a cheap way. And then he just puts down Soto again for his 2nd strikeout of the day. Max Fried looked really good. Max Fried, especially against Soto, had one of the... Look, say what you want about Juan Soto, right? He is one of the better players in the league. One of the best plate recognitions in the league. For him to get fooled on that curveball, this dude was ducking out like he was about to get hit right down the middle in the strike zone. Fried had some good stuff today. Just the Yankee offense couldn't muster it up early enough to get him the W.
Oh, definitely, man. It's crazy how you said his ERA is now up to 1.29, right? That's how good he's been pitching, man. That's how excellent. This guy, I don't care what you say. I get it, Scooble this, Scooble that. Right now, if the season ended today, Max Fried will be the Cy Young, in my opinion. But
I think they count strikeouts too much. I think they value the strikeout more. He's not up there with them when it comes to strikeouts. That's why it's like I don't think he's getting top consideration. Yeah,
but Fried, man, that curveball, man, to Soto. Let me tell you something, man. You might want to check my man's knees, because his knees buckled there for a second. I was like, woo, that curveball is filthy, man. But he had a great performance. He's always gonna give you a chance to win. I mean, like we've seen that from him now, and he's a dog, man. He's out there. You could tell he's a competitor, man. He's out there, you know, upset when he messes up, because he did have that one error. Remember when he threw it, he airmailed it to Goldie.
That was a tough play though.
It was a tough play. But you could tell that he's a competitor, because he was upset with himself. You know, you could see him. He's pissed off. And I like that from my pitcher, man. I want my pitcher to be up there, you know, upset. He wasn't on the team last year, so there was no smiles between him and Soto, like we saw with Rodon and Soto. So he's out there trying to, you know, strike these guys out. And he's familiar with them, because he was on the Braves last year. So
exactly. Speaking of smiles, that man Soto, bro. Like I said it a couple times on Twitter and everything. He misses being a Yankee, bro.
Oh, definitely.
He does. Like, dude, you haven't seen this dude smile so much in that uniform until he came back to the Bronx. Like, you can tell he misses being a Yankee for chopping up with everybody. And, you know, he tried to act like the fans didn't affect him, but you could tell he was a little bit like, damn, like maybe I shouldn't have left type shit, you know?
I think he's been feeling like that for a while, but just coming back this time is really hitting home for him. He's never going to admit it, though. You know, and he's gonna say all the right things in the post-game interviews, but you could tell every now and then when they zoom in on, when they pan into Soto in right field, he kind of leaning over and stuff, you know, looking over. Yeah, man. I mean, look, there had to be somebody. These guys went to the World Series together, lost in heartbreaking fashion. So, you know, I think he does miss being a Yankee, man. I think he does. But look, that's water under the bridge at this point, man. Like, you're a Met, man. You gotta live with it. You made your bed, now you gotta lie in it, you know?
Yeah. He's got over 700 million reasons to be all right with it. You know what I mean? So, hey, you do what you got to do. All right, so this game was close, man. It was a nail biter up until the 8th inning. Dominguez reached. Austin Wells finally got a good pitch to hit where he didn't expand the strike zone. Doubles. At bat of the game, I'm going to say it goes to York Vivas. Bro, this dude Vivas off of Stanek, who Stanek is throwing 100, no problem. He's rearing back, hitting 100. He actually hit 101 at some point tonight. Vivas is up there. I always say this. I think Vivas looks hitterish, is what I say, because he looks like a professional hitter. It just hasn't translated well because he's only batting 167. But the plate discipline of him to go up there, foul pitch after pitch after pitch off. Only saw nothing but fastballs. Saw one splitter, fouled it off, and I think Stanek was like, I got to give him my best stuff. I got to go fastball. Kept fouling it off. Finally put the ball in play. You know what I say? When you put the ball in play, good things happen. Pete Alonso airmails it, and the Yankees get the lead. Paul Goldschmidt adds on a single, and then Cody Bellinger with the big blast to right field. How fitting was it that it was right over Soto's head? And shout out to my boy Delulu, who was over there in the bleacher creatures celebrating. He's texting me during the game, all hype, like, bro, like, can you believe this happened? I'm like, bro, you didn't get the ball, bro? You ain't trying to die for it? He said he's about 10 rows back. But yeah, shout out to my boy Delulu, who was there too. But yeah, the Yankee bats come alive late, and the Yankees complete the sweep. What'd you think about that 8th inning?
Oh man, I think Vivas had a great at bat, and I'll be honest. Look, when Vivas walked up to the plate, I was yelling at the top of my lungs, "Where's Ben Rice? Put in Ben Rice. What are we doing?" I'm going crazy.
He came in before.
Oh, he came in before?
Yeah, because Ben Rice came in the inning before to pinch hit for Peraza.
Okay, so then I was just going crazy. But anyway, Vivas had a great at bat, man. The dude, I don't know how many pitches, man, but it had to be at least like 10 pitches or something like that. And like you say, he looks hitterish, man. He's out there. He's not afraid. That's one thing. The moment doesn't look too big for him, you know?
Agreed.
Like you can tell that he wants to be up there. He's got something to prove. And yeah, like you said, good things happen, man. He put the ball in play. And even though, like, Peter Alonso, he airmailed it, but even if he makes a good throw, I think it's a close play at home.
Oh yeah.
If you look at the replay, it would have been really close, you know. But what are you gonna do, man? That's baseball, right? Like we say. So Vivas, man, came up big, man, and he played good defense too.
Yeah, like you said, it would have took a perfect throw, because even if Alonso didn't airmail it and it was high, it was a chance that diving head first that Dominguez could have got under that tag. And a couple of times we did see earlier, it's crazy how things pan out, right? Because like we did see early in this series, I believe it was on Friday, same situation. Dominguez on third, right? Gets hit to Alonso, gets gunned out at the plate. And I said Dominguez did not have a good jump, so he shouldn't have went on first contact. This one was the exact opposite. Got a great jump from third, went on first contact, and it's about learning from the experience, you know what I'm saying? And it was just a good inning. And Devin Williams came in again, looked really good. I believe this is 8 out of the last 9 appearances where he hasn't given up a run. So if it wasn't for a certain somebody we'll get to later, like I said, I would have picked him as my series standout. He looked really good this series. But the Yankee bats did a great job today. 7 hits total, 8 walks. That's a crazy stat. When you get 8 walks, that's 8 free passes, man. Like, you need to take advantage of that. And early on, the Yankees didn't, but they did when it mattered.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to Devin Williams. He's starting to look like the guy we thought we were getting. I don't know about the closer role. Maybe that's for another time, right? But he looks more comfortable. He's out there, and he I don't know if you saw him. He's in the dugout too, cheering the team on and everything. He's out there jumping up when Belly hit the grand slam. So I think he's starting to blend in a little bit and starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, which is good, man. Because when he's on, and then with Johnny Loaizaga back, man, this bullpen could be something serious. It really could.
Exactly. Somebody questioned this. Somebody asked me this in the chat. They were like, now that our bullpen's starting to get stronger, even though Jake Cousins had a little setback, they were like, would you try to trade pieces of the bullpen to try to acquire somebody? Somebody said, would I trade one of our bullpen pieces to Philly, because Philly's closer just got suspended for, one of their relievers got suspended for 80 games off of PEDs. I've been on the record saying that I like Alec Bohm for third base, right? Big fan of Bohm. Would you be willing to trade one of these arms for a third baseman?
I mean, really, we don't, like, we can't afford to trade anybody because, look, man, pitchers go down, right? Pitchers, somebody's gonna go down. Knock on wood, but it's inevitable, in a 162 game season. So, I think right now, no. It's not that desperate yet. We got to see how this kind of plays out a little bit. And maybe towards the middle of the season, when we get towards the All-Star break, we kind of have a feel like, okay, look, if we're really going to make a run for it, we got to get a third baseman, And Alec Bohm is a name that's been out there, But I think it's still a little too early to really make a move like that. Because they're not just going to want any pitcher, You're not going to send them Scott Efros or anybody like that, man. Or Mark Leiter Jr. No, they're going to want an arm. So,
yeah,
I say no.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Someone asked me, I said the same thing, where I'm like, as much as I like Alec Bohm, I'm not giving up anybody yet, because this bullpen could be a strength. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a lead past the sixth inning, it might be lights out. Jonathan Loaisiga's back. He looked really good. His biggest problem, his biggest kryptonite is injuries. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he dealt with his injury bug now. You know what I'm saying? I got it out the way. But if you look at this, you know what I'm saying? Like, Clark Schmidt, 3 straight outings of 6+ innings and less than 3 runs given up. You know what I'm saying? As much as, like, I'm kind of like, Schmidt has his moments. He's looked pretty good. Will Warren as well has looked good as of late. But if you get a lead going into the 6th, give it to Loaisiga, give it to Williams, give it to Weaver, and Fernando Cruz, shut it down. Outside of this last outing, Cruz has looked good as well. You know what I'm saying? Matt Blake knows how to find these guys, and it's one of our strengths, definitely.
And look, this may sound crazy, but if anything, I'd be adding to the bullpen. Because you can never have enough pitchers, man. And we saw what happened last year. We can't just go through a postseason running the same 4 pitchers out of the bullpen. You're going to burn them out, And even this year, if during the season, if we keep using the same pitch, they get burnt out, Pitchers, after a while, they especially as the season progresses, man, they need rest. They need breaks. Their arms are not made of, steel. Like, they're human.
Yeah.
And so I think right now, no. I don't think Cashman will do that right now, unless it's just something you can't refuse. If they make an offer you can't refuse, then yeah, you pull the trigger. But you pull the trigger.
Like, Jake Cousins is coming back too. That could be some reinforcements. Jake Cousins got a nasty slider. Like, he really does. You send down a guy like, Yuri De Los Santos when he comes back, stuff like that. And, you work. You know what I'm saying? Like, this bullpen can be a bullpen that can lead you to a championship, along with, our pitching is done pretty well, all things considered. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we held out one of the best teams in the league to 7 runs in a series. That'll get you W's every series, for real. Yeah. Like, at its, Tim Hill, has been struggling as of late. Came in with a big lead, so he kind of got out of it. But like I said, the bullpen definitely does look like strength, and this team does look like it's legit. Like, and on top of that, everybody in the AL East lost today, so the Yankees move that much further apart than everybody else. Donnie says Ryan McMahon. I am a big fan of Ryan McMahon, but we don't need another lefty bat, for real. Like, if he was a righty, that'd be one thing. Arenado's name is getting thrown out there a lot too. It's just one of those things, because, like, there are certain guys, man, we got a big hole at third base. We really do. Like, at least for now, until, like, a guy like Jazz comes back, then maybe you move DJ back over to third. But Peraza is not getting it done, man. I'm done with the Peraza experiment. For real. This guy is kind of getting on my nerves.
The thing with Peraza, man, is that, like, we already know the bat is not quite there, right? But the defense is good. But when he made an error today, when you're doing stuff like that, then it's like, what is your value? You know what I mean? If you can't give me, if you can't hit, you got to give me lights out defense. I want Gold Glove type defense. And if you can't do neither, then now you kind of the odd man out,
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to
problem. Go ahead.
Can I point something out? It's crazy how today, right? Look at the stars, right? You got Max Fried, Paul Goldschmidt, and Cody Bellinger. The 3 people we probably do not have if we re-sign Soto. Most likely, So it's just, I don't know. The baseball guys have a way of they got a good sense of humor, man. Put it that way.
Yep.
It's funny how it works out, right?
Meanwhile, how many hits did Soto end up this series? One. Wow.
Yeah, I think.
And then
man,
on top, go ahead.
yeah, no, I think the game plan against Soto was excellent, man. To be honest, I think.
Oh yeah, don't let him beat you.
Yeah, don't let him beat you. You know, don't give him nothing that he could do damage with. Yeah, he got that one single, and that just kind of, you know, he's gonna do that. That's Soto. You know, he's gonna get his walks and stuff. But they didn't give him anything that he could really hit hard, you know, and do damage with. And so kudos to Matt Blake or whoever comes up with the pitching plan before the games. I think they did an excellent job.
Also, Met fans ain't gonna be too happy. I can't wait to look. I'm doing a media tour. I'm going around all the Met fans, content creators after this that are live, and I just want to hear what they're gonna say. I want to hear them criticize Soto for that last play that he hit the DJ LeMahieu and didn't hustle out the box when it was a tie game. And DJ LeMahieu slid, knocked it down, got up and threw him out, and Soto was just like jogging. Like, not even jogging. He was like power walking out the box. Bro, you making $700 million. You need to hustle your ass, but we're going to see what they say.
No, yeah, he did an Alex Verdugo. That's what he did, man. But
that guy's not doing well either.
Yeah, I've been hearing and during when you was doing the live play-by-play, man, somebody came in the chat and they were like, "Oh, the Yankees Little League right field when Belly hit the home run." I'm like, "Look, that right field's there for the opposing team too. It's not like you move it in. Yeah, it's not like we move it back and forth, you know."
That's what I said. Yeah. But they put up the stat though. That was out in 5 of the 30 ballparks. I don't want to hear shit. I really don't. Especially when you got, Fenway. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. With their shit dimensions, like Soto's hit plenty of home runs in Yankee Stadium, just none this series. So yeah, but it is what it is. Met fans are gonna cry about it. They as much, and this does feel good. Like I subscribe to everything New York sports, so I'm constantly listening to it. And the Met fan has been, got a bunch of gaga this year. So this does feel really good to be able to get this series against them. And we should have swept their asses. It's as simple as that. Like they were happy they got Soto from us. They were saying, "Oh, big brother, blah blah blah." This puts them back in their place a little bit. And I want to hear the excuses they come up with next, though. That's what I want to hear. Oh
man, no excuses. That's it. You got to take this one on the chin. There's another series, all right? We're gonna play you another series in July, I believe. So, and this time in your ballpark. And look, man, all jokes aside, the Mets do have a good team. They got a good squad. They got a tougher path than the Yankees in the National League. I still think Soto does miss the Yankees, but it is what it is, man. We moving forward. I think the team is better. Granted, look, Soto's great, right? We all know that, and his time here in the Bronx was phenomenal, but he made his choice, man, and we're better off for it. We're better off for it. Look at what Max Fried is doing. Like this, he's worth every single penny. Look at what Bellinger's doing as of late, and look, when Bellinger got off to that bad start, I was the first one calling him out. Look at Goldie. These are all guys that we don't get if we re-sign Soto. So if we re-sign Soto, this is a whole different team. Whole different team, man. Look at Grisham, what he's doing. So it worked out. It worked out for the better. We dodged the bullet, man.
Definitely. At least for right now, definitely. I love how the team's constructed. It looks, deeper 1 through 9, stuff like that. I said this plenty of times. Name me a better steal signing this year than Paul Goldschmidt. For the production he's doing, for how much he's getting paid. Dude, it looks like a steal by Cashman and company.
Oh yeah, that's like, man, he hit it out the park, Cashman, with that one, man. I'm surprised more teams didn't bite on it. Now that I'm because he was on the Cardinals, and I know what he's done in the past and everything, but I don't follow them like that. I just look at the stats. So I'm like, well, the stats are down. Maybe he's old and he's washed up. But no, man. The Yankees took a risk on. I wouldn't even say it's a risk because they didn't pay him that much, and it's a 1-year deal. It's a good signing. We needed a first base. We needed a first baseman. We didn't want to pay all that money for whoever was out there and stuff. But yeah, it was a great deal. And even the Trent Grisham signing for $5 million, what you get out of Trent Grisham, man, I tell you what, I criticize Cashman a lot, but I think the pivot from Juan Soto was excellent. Like he hit it out the park. Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you this though. I think people say we might not have got Max Fried, but I still think the Max Fried signing happens though. Because if you looked at it, right, a couple of days before Soto signed, we were hearing that they were on Zoom meetings with Max Fried, and he was saying he was intrigued. If Soto came back, would he have taken a little bit of a discount, maybe a less year? Because I think the last year is what sold him for us. So I think it's a strong possibility we probably still end up with Fried, but you don't get Belly. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't end Goldie. You run Rice out there, which is fine because Rice is still having a good season. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yeah, this team just, the way it's constructed just feels differently. We feel like a team rather than a tandem from last year. Like Severino was right. We only had 2 hitters last year. This year, you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Our bottom of the order looks a lot better this year. You know what I'm saying? Guys have emerged. Now, granted, there are guys that are struggling like Wells and Volpe are continuing to struggle. But the guys that are making contributions are the guys that we brought in recently. Like you had said, Grisham, Goldie, Bellinger, Aaron Judge is him. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Ben Rice has stepped up this year. So there are guys that are contributing. You know, Jazz, when he gets back, I expect him to have a better year. And we haven't even gotten Giancarlo Stanton back. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, what's going to happen when those guys come back? It's going to be time for the Yankees to take off. And we are in a weaker East. I mean, we are in a weaker AL, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? But you can only play who you can play. Like Mets have got off to a good start, but they've had an easy ass schedule to begin. You know what I'm saying? Their schedule's about to get a lot tougher, and it started with us. You know, so we'll see what happens when it comes to them. But let's go ahead and get, before we get out of here, let's go ahead and get to the series standout. I have a feeling I know who you're going with. I think who I'm going with.
Oh, it's without a doubt Cody Bellinger, man. Like, it's not even a debate at this point, man. He was the entire offense. He was the defense too, man. The dude, I think this is his coming out series. Like he's a Yankee, you know. And I'm excited to see what else he can do, man. And he's clutch. Look, this is a big series, and he came through. So shout out to Cody Bellinger, man. I take back all the bad things I ever said about you.
Put down in the comment section who you guys think is your series standout. I mean, I'm going right there with you. Dude went 7 for 11, 7 RBIs, couple home runs, couple walks. One of them was a clutch grand slam to put the nail in the coffin. Like Donnie says, he's going free. That's not a bad choice. Like I said, I would have went Devin Williams if it wasn't for Cody Bellinger. But here's the thing with Cody Bellinger, right? It's no coincidence, bro, that he got off to, I think his back was really acting up. I really do, right? Because it's not a coincidence that he got off to a hot start in spring training, then he was having back issues, got off to a slow start, and now he's on a 13-game hitting streak. You know what I'm saying? Now he's heating up. I think that back has gotten a lot better, and I think it's showing, and now we're getting some production, not just offensively, but he's making great plays defensively as well. Defensively, he's been on it all year, but the bat is finally starting to show up, and if he can continue to hit like this, what are you going to do? You going to pitch around Judge? Like, look at what happened today. They kind of first of all, they intentionally walked Judge, then they ended up walking Bellinger, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. But then they intentionally walk Judge, and then this motherfucker hits a grand slam. So It's like, what are you going to do? And then what's going to happen when Stanton comes back? You got that protection behind Bellinger. So
let me tell you something. That grand slam, he that's what you call picking up your teammate, man. Because Judge went back to he struck out, and I could already see he's not clutch and all this other stuff coming. I could already see it coming, and all of that, he just put all that to rest when he hit that grand slam. Nobody even cares anymore. So shout out to Cody Bellinger, man. I'm really and I'm gonna be, Gaze, I've been criticizing this dude a lot because he got off to a bad start. But he's making me eat my words, and that's what I want to see, man. Shout out to him, man. He's doing his thing. Hopefully he could stay high. I don't know what his average is at right now, but he's picked up his average a ton.
258.
Yep. And then the same. So what we've seen from him, that's what I want to see from Jazz Chisholm when he comes back, and then I'll be really happy.
Dude, this team, when Jazz comes back, I feel like Jazz is gonna come back with a vengeance. I feel like Stanton's gonna come back and be a problem. We know Stanton how he is in the playoffs. Dude, this team can make some noise, man. We seriously got ourselves a good squad. And also, no one's talking about Jason Dominguez as much either. Jason Dominguez is killing it, dude. He's quietly killing it. Yeah. Like, we're in a situation. I do not envy Boone for real when he's gonna have to make these choices of who's gonna play and who's not. Ben Rice is kind of cooled off as of late. So maybe you start seeing him get less playing time, considering that Jason Dominguez starting to heat up. But we're gonna see. But the Yankees are in a good spot right now, and I'm loving how this team is built, man. Like, let's go.
Yeah, definitely, man. And one quick note, Cody Bellinger's batting 258 on the season right now. I know that doesn't sound like much, but compared to where he was just a few weeks ago, he was batting like 180. It's a big deal. Huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
His OPS is 789 now.
Yep.
Like,
That 13 game winning streak will do that to you.
yes, sir.
So, but Yankees have made it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 series in a row. So that's good. Just keep stacking on those series, man. Like, but it really does feel like, bro, like, I'm looking back, we should have beat the Padres that first game, right? We actually should have beat the Athletics when I was in South Carolina. We should have beat the Mariners. We lost with 2-1, and then we should have swept the Mets. Bro, we could easily be on like a fucking 15-game winning streak right now. Easily.
Oh yeah, the game with definitely, man. We should have the best record in baseball right now, but it is what it is, man. You know, I personally think that every game matters, especially when you get to the end. Even if you win it first, when you get into the playoffs, you want home field advantage. All that stuff matters. So I don't like when I don't think they punt, so to say, like punt games, but yeah, sometimes it's not your best 9 players out there, you know. I don't like seeing that.
Punt lineups. I think Boone sometimes it's like, you know what? Let me sneak in a player, see if we can get this guy a day off, and you know, see if we can still come away with a W. Or you know what? This pitcher hasn't worked in a while. Let me go ahead and steal some strikes. You know what I'm saying? Steal some outs, which is, you know, my problem with Boone in game 2 of the series, but that's for another day. Yeah. But yeah, man, good series win. This makes 4 series wins in a row. We are headed to we're staying here in the Bronx. 3 games set versus the Rangers, who the Rangers I don't know, they've had kind of an up and down type season this year. And then we get ready for a 9-game set versus the Rockies. 9-game road games. Rockies, Angels, and then it caps off versus the Dodgers. So, like I said, that puts an end to the road games, to the West Coast trip, I should say. But yeah, these next series, man, just take one series at a time. It's as simple as that. I'm gonna be here for it. I'm not calling a game on Thursday. Like I said, Thursday game's at 12:35. I'm taking my niece to go see Lilo and Stitch. Family time. But yeah, I'll be live on Tuesday. What about you? What you got going for you?
I think I was thinking about coming on tonight, man, but I got some homework that I gotta do. But definitely tomorrow, since it's an off day, I'll come on probably late at night, do the overnight show, and then you know, just the normal thing, man. Try to get on. Usually it's after the game, late night, because I got a lot going on. That's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Jason's channel. I guarantee he's the best late night host. There's nobody that does like this. This dude be on for hours, bro. Like I'll be working, I'll be working, and I like tune in, chat it up with you, and I come back. I'm like, bro, this dude is still on. He's on 3 hours, just, you know, chatting it up with Yankee fans. Guy knows his stuff, man. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe to him. Before we get out of here, I got to ask you, what is that frame that's playing that stuff in the background?
Oh, this is one of those digital frames, man.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a digital frame or if it's like if you put like a green screen in there, you just had it going. But that's dope.
No, it's a digital frame. I upload like the highlights when I get it. I didn't get today's highlights because it wasn't out when we went live. This was yesterday's game right here.
Nice. That shit's dope, man. That's a good touch.
Yeah, something to add to the stream, man. You know, it was something.
Okay, dope. I appreciate you for coming on, man. This is your second time on the series finale. Like I said, you're more than welcome anytime. Just definitely let me know. Love popping over there on your stream as well, guys. Make sure you guys go sub up to Jason. Custodio, man, does a great job. Like I said, in the overnights, man. You're not gonna find a guy that does it better over there overnights. He got you guys covered. He's gonna hook me up with the guy that does his right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you the Thor hammer, man. I think you get the Power Ranger helmets too, man.
I want that. No. Get me the Captain America, because I got one back there. It's back here somewhere. Dude, I'm a collector. I got popcorn buckets for days off of all these movies and stuff like that. I got Captain America shield. Give me a New York Yankee Captain America shield. That'd be fire.
I gotta see,
for
man.
Judge, who's Captain America, that'd be tough.
I've been asking it for too much. I'm gonna have to just get my own 3D printer, man, and just start printing my own stuff.
Those shits are expensive though. Ooh.
Yeah,
those shits
but
might run you for a couple G's.
No, I mean they have some cheaper ones, man. But I mean, I guess it'll be an investment, man. Right now I can't, but eventually I wanna get one for myself.
When are you giving away the Yankee Thor hammer? I saw that you did give away the Mets one.
Yeah, I'll probably do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I wanted to go on tonight, man, but I gotta get this work done, man. I'm so close to getting my bachelor's degree, and I can't slack now, man.
Cool, definitely. Congratulations, dude. So
thank you.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead and head out of here because I also got to work as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, until we're full-time content creators, this is what we got to do. So we do appreciate you guys for popping in. You guys are absolutely incredible. A good Yankees victory. They take the Subway Series. Met fans, you got to just be a little quiet for a little bit. You know, go back to being a little brother for a little while. But we do appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to Jason Custodio and yours truly. We're out of here. As always, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. I'm yours truly, the Ace, with Jason Custodio. Adios.
Peace. We gotta do the Dominguez.